Welcome everybody and Wolfie. How y'all doing? We're gonna get started shortly in a few minutes.
What's good?
For our mid-jam motivation stream. Wolfie, are you doing the jam?
Yeah, there's not as much chat today. Everyone's
No.
like focused.
But they don't need the motivation.
No.
Wow, we haven't pinged peeps yet.
I'm doing it now.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yippee.
Yeah, how
Mid-jam
come I
party.
don't
That's
get-
right, Dr. Otter.
When you tag out everyone, I don't get the ping. I don't know why.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's, I don't know.
Wait,
don't know.
Let me check my settings.
Maybe you muted us, Jana. You betrayed the
definitely-
server.
I definitely get notifications for other things. Oh, man, I don't know what's wrong with it.
Hope everyone's game is turning out well. Kyle Hamacher. Don't we all? Don't we all?
Hello,
Maxine.
hello.
Welcome in.
Just a quick video and audio check. You guys can see the stream and you can hear us, right?
Wow.
Mid-jam
I can
pep
see the
talk to
stream
get through the
starting
jam.
to
Well, Jeremy, you're in the right spot. Bim's got one prepared. It's several paragraphs. I'm going to play the music behind him as he gives the most epic motivational talk ever.
Behind Tim? Yeah. Yeah, you are going to play the music behind Tim.
I almost made. You guys ever watch those on YouTube? Like those like they'll take like Will Smith quotes and like different people talking, and they'll cut them together like epic music. And it's like, if you want to change your life, you got to get out there and go do the thing. And it's like, bah, bah, bah. I almost made one of those. Okay.
Oh, man.
And I'm really glad I didn't, because I think about it and cringe. But I almost made one of those.
All right, they can see and they can hear, so that's good. Haven't even started the jam. First jam going pretty well so far. That's good to hear.
Good.
First jams are exciting.
Yeah.
I remember my first jam.
Had a couple of ideas, but they were just outside of my skill, so I decided to keep learning with courses instead. You know what? Fair enough. That's a shame. You could put listen, there's still a week to go.
Mm-hmm. Good amount
Put
of
it to
time.
the test. Even
I
if
know
it's
a place
the
with pretty good
worst thing you've ever
courses.
made.
So, you know.
That's the courses. Well, maybe, yeah, I think they probably were doing our courses.
You ever heard of them? GameDev.tv?
No, I haven't heard of them. Interesting. I'll check them out.
Game is so boring, it's frustrating. Well, maybe we can help with that. We can take a look at some. We can't play games, but we can look at some screenshots and stuff if you guys want. All right. I think we can get her started.
Short faces
Should we? Or
for
should
real
we hide?
people.
We can
I
hide.
swear.
Welcome everybody to the second Game Jam stream for the Game Dev 2025 GameDev.tv Game Jam thing.
That was a lot of
stuff
game.
that we're doing. the event that we're running and doing and stuff.
Hell yeah.
We appreciate you guys coming out. We're gonna be answering questions. We're gonna be looking at projects. We're gonna be taking a look at screenshots. We're gonna be like having some fun. The idea of this stream is to straight up like keep you motivated. I know you've been at it for like 5 days now. On your game,
Tim,
you
did
got
you,
another 5 days.
Tim, did you
Posted
rename
the
the
wrong
stream?
link.
Did I rename the stream?
Everyone said you posted the wrong
Or to
link
kick off
on
the
Discord.
stream?
I did do that. If someone can give me a link, I can edit the post.
Did you? Is it the wrong link? It should be the right link, but the wrong name. Did you rename the stream?
You
Listen,
linked
guys,
The jam
we
kickoff.
got to do one thing wrong per stream. That's how it works. So we got that out of the way early now.
Oh, you did
Um,
the
5
stream?
minutes in, we got it.
Yeah.
Whoop. All right,
I
so
think I got
shoot it to me, and I'll update it. In the meantime, if you guys have any questions, if you're curious about stuff, I know the next stream we're going to be doing is going to be submission time. So if you're nervous about that, if you got questions about that, anything at all, let us know in chat, and we're here to answer it for you.
For sure.
Let me save that, and there we go. We've got the correct link. Okay, cool. All right. Sorry. So I'm chat. How you doing, chat? All right, we're gonna take a look at the game jam. First of all, let's glance at the submissions. So one of the things I want you guys to know is that you can submit your thing early, and you can keep updating it as you go. So you don't have to worry about, oh, my thing's not done. Sometimes it's better to submit it early, just so you can kind of get it out there. Now, there have been some people that have submitted some things that they made in other game jams, and they shouldn't have done that because that's against the rules. So if you submitted something that was already submitted to another game jam, it's probably been removed. Don't do that. That's not part of the rules. It'll continue to get removed, so just keep that in mind. But look at all this cool stuff that people are actually making. Tiny world. There's some really cool looking stuff here.
There's a question of how much time do I need for my page creation? Well, that's a really good question. I mean, you can go as simple as like half an hour if you've never done it before, just to go through all the different options, because there's a lot. Or you could do as much as a whole day to make it all pretty. So, there's a good. Let me find. Hold on. Keep talking. I'll find it.
Sure. Yeah. If I would just say that if you've never submitted a game to a game jam on itch before, I would do that today. I would just create your page, get that started, because what you don't want to do is be under a time limit and have that timer ticking down like 30 seconds left, and then trying to press a bunch of buttons and not know how it works, right? So you can go ahead and submit. If you've noticed, there's a lot of these unnamed, no image submissions. That's what they're doing, is they're submitting early just to make sure that they've got their page and all that.
Make sure, though, if you've already submitted it, that you make the page public. So it won't actually be able to be seen by anyone.
Yeah, that's a common thing that people run into.
I just sent a link, Tim, if you want to share it. So there is an amazing resource page for how to create your itch page. It's
this is great.
Yeah, I found it a while ago, and then someone else posted it in Discord, and I was like, I was going to share this. That's hilarious. But it shows you all the sizes, where to put stuff, how to do stuff. Like, it's a really great guide to just help with your itch page. So definitely use that.
Yeah. One of the things I want to share that's, I don't know if this is in here, but there's a cover image on itch. And there's a hidden feature that if you make your cover image an animated GIF, it will show up animated when people hover over it. So for example, you'll probably see some of these. If we browse games, you see how this is moving, but it doesn't move when my mouse isn't over it, because you can actually make your cover image an animated GIF.
Yeah, we don't see that.
Wrong tab. Okay.
Just quickly, Melmsy, yes, you can have urine in your game as long as it's tagged appropriately, marked appropriately.
So, yeah, anyway, so if your cover image is an animated GIF, then you can actually add it here and it will show when people hover over it. I find that this increases click-through in your game, but this is an advanced thing, so if you're a beginner...
Yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about your itch page, and that's something that you can work on after you've submitted the game as well. Like, if you just have it basic right now, you get your game submitted, then kind of go back into it and adjust. Like, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
There was a question of, so I need to submit game already or to do something with my account. So you don't have to submit the game already. People are just doing it to make sure it is submitted. But you do need to submit it before the time frame ending on Monday. Guess on your time zone.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna I realized I was only sharing the tab, not the window, so I'm gonna share this guy. So this is what Jana submitted. Why is it blank?
I submitted?
Yeah. This is what we were looking at earlier. Yeah, I put this link in the chat. So these are the different screen sizes and stuff for these different images. So it's super easy to look at and use, and you can grab some of these. So this is the cover image I was talking about. It's in the back end. There's a bunch of other screenshots and stuff that you guys can add.
Yeah, there's a
So-
lot of good tips in here, and the sizes are really important to know what to put in. So
Yeah.
And
Cool.
the guy just submitted mine. Hell yeah. That's what we like to see.
Awesome. Congrats on that. It's a big step.
Set it up.
So
Sure.
yeah, and then it's easier to just keep updating the page as you go, because by now you should have a general concept and a general somewhat of a prototype going. So you should have something to put there, but it may not be final.
if
You may
you
not have a
don't,
logo or anything.
That is okay. It's okay if you don't. Still got what, 5 days? 5 days to cram it.
I'd hustle a little bit if you don't, but yeah.
Making a
Sometimes
rhythm
it'd be
game.
like that.
Oh, using music production plugins that aren't free, is that fine? I'm happy to release the songs I make as free assets. Interesting. That's a good question.
Yeah. First of all, any tools that you want to use that are paid are fine. Like if it's a hammer and you're using it to hammer things, totally cool.
Paid for
The other
that.
thing is we have had people in past release free assets to the community to be able to use them in their game. That's totally cool too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Someone had asked a question, but I didn't know what it was pertaining to. So Jeff Spencer said, "I've never seen this before. Where can I find information guidelines for this?" I'm not positive what we're talking about.
I think you might mean the itch link, and I'll post it
Maybe.
again. It's amazing. I thought I was sharing it the first time when I was talking about it, so that's probably what it's referring to.
One more question. I still didn't add any soundtracks or sounds to game. Can you use it from internet? For example, stop moving. For example, royalty-free ones. You can use royalty-free ones. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and show a few more resources then while we're at it.
Yeah.
Open Game Art is a big one. It's I mean, it's a bunch of free stuff, so it's not gonna like be AAA models and stuff, but it's got a lot of good stuff that you can go and download. And then don't forget good old Kenny as
And
well.
then freesound.org, I think it is.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
Let's
good,
go few through these. So
Referring to the game jam itself. Okay. Hold on.
okay. So can you rephrase your question just so we fully understand what you're asking?
The actual just itch page for our game jam.
Oh, yeah, sure. We will do that.
Yeah, so our game jam started last Friday, then it ends on Monday, so it's 10 days. There's still plenty of time to actually join. We do have sponsored assets available that you can use in the jam. Those will only be available until jam closes, then you won't be able to download those anymore. And what was the other thing? Oh, and then you get a free course for submitting the game. So.
Yep.
You have to submit, that's the thing. So this is opengameart.org. I posted this link in the chat. One of the things that I like to do, you don't have to do this, but this is kind of how I do it. If I search like a dragon, right? I want to use a dragon. One of the things I like to do is by license here. I just like to hit CCO. And basically that's going to limit your options, but it's also going to mean that you don't have to like look up each one of these individual licenses, make sure that you include attribution or whatever, put the person's name in your game, like do a bunch of work. So if you just hit CCO, that's a license that basically means Creative Commons or what's it called? It's Creative Commons 0, but it's basically you can use it without attribution in any way you want. So that's a good way to find sort of assets on here.
Henry was asking, I sent my email for those sponsored assets, but I never got an email. Check your spam folder. Check
And
your what was the
promotions.
other one?
Promotions.
folder. That's it. Yeah.
Gmail
For
likes
me-
to hide that.
Yep. For me included,
Yeah.
I even got mine in my promotional folder. So check all your inboxes. Check everywhere. It should be from Lucy, I think, is what you're looking for.
Yep.
So have a look out for that.
Oh, just found
Yep.
him. Nice.
Oh,
Cool.
great.
Yeah, that trips people up. So this is Kenny's website. He's got a bunch of free assets and stuff. I think he's even got some audio on here as well. Yeah, he's got a bunch of sounds and stuff. All his stuff is CCO, so you don't have to give any attribution. I think he appreciates it when you do, but you can just use kind of whatever you want on here. What was the other one you said, Janet?
Free sounds?
Oh, yeah,
Yep.
this one. freesound.org. I use this all the time. Freesound.org. This is like how I design my audio, and I do the same thing here. By the way, I'll search Dragon or whatever, and then I'll go to Creative Commons 0, and that way I'm only using public domain stuff, and then I usually mix my audio and stuff here. But I find a lot of bass sounds here.
I use a website called Zapsplat. It's pretty good. You can
Zapsplat. Let's check that one out.
Okay,
There's a lot of really good ones. Yeah.
There's a lot of good sound effects.
I don't know why, but I'm suspicious of that, and I'm doing it off stream. Just double check it, and then okay. It's not that I don't trust you, Ben.
If you find out it is dodgy, you gotta let me know because I've been using it for too many things. So
yeah, so it's a bunch of free sound effects and stuff.
that's
Cool.
free sound effects. Yeah, you can merge them
Let's
together.
see if I search drag. This is my test, the dragon test. I just searched dragon
test.
everywhere. See what they got. Yeah, I got 19 results for dragon.
Game sound,
Cool.
monster.
Oh, but you can't filter it on that one.
I think it's all Creative Commons 0.
Oh, okay. Well, that's even
So I
better.
read. Yeah.
Royalty free. Yeah.
Yeah, standard license. I think it does
Does it have
require
the license somewhere?
you get it when you download it, I think.
Oh, it comes with the license. Okay.
Yeah,
That's cool.
or, double check, but it does require a credit. So and I think all Creative Commons 0 does, right? I think that's part of the. Maybe not.
You
I
mean
don't
it's paid or it's?
No. It requires you to give credit, like for the asset.
Oh, attribution. Okay. Yeah.
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 I
So
mean,
just
it's gonna
pay
be
attention.
Anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. JSFXR. Never heard of that one. That's not the 8-bit make. Oh yeah, it is. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I've heard of this before. This is a little sound effect maker. So if you got some use for 8 bits that scared me. Be careful when you use this because you can scare yourself. But it's a cool little. You can mix a bunch of stuff together and make some custom sound effects. That sounded like a coin, a very loud
Good.
coin
That's good.
in noise canceling
A lot of
headphones.
good resources.
Yeah. Yeah. So cool stuff.
Hell yeah.
Wonder why you're leery of it.
Who here has just let us know, have you submitted, have you not submitted? In fact, who here is still struggling as well for ideas, or who hasn't even started but you want to start? Obviously if you don't want to partake, that's absolutely fine, but who here wants to partake and hasn't found a thing yet, hasn't found an idea or made a plan?
Yeah.
So,
And alternatively, if you have started and if you haven't, tell us where you're at.
yeah,
Let us know. Mutate button. It provides to get slightly adjusted sounds too. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
for sure.
I've used. I think there was an old Flash one of this that I use. Oh yeah, SFXR, the original OG.
Yeah.
One. I think I used that one back in the day. This is like a new one.
Coach T says, I'm building a sci-fi game starring tiny worlds because I misread the theme. Sounds like you understood the theme perfectly.
Yeah. What do you mean by that? That sounds awesome.
That sounds right exactly like you were supposed to.
If anybody wants to link their itch page that has some screenshots, we can take a look at them on stream as well. So
I've
if you wanna-
overscoped and it's stressing me out. Yeah, that's very common. Very, very, very common.
That'll happen.
You got 5 days to descope though.
Yeah.
Wolf Paws, are you related to Wolfie? I think you guys might be
Wolf's
related.
hands. What are you talking about?
Are we planning to add new Godot courses? We're always planning to add new Godot courses. We love Godot. I don't think there's any that are like currently slated for like soon release, but yeah, we're always working on Godot stuff.
If
If I s-
Tim or slash, sorry, guy, go ahead.
No, I was just going to read this question. If I submit
Yeah.
number 2, but add on to the game, do I need to resubmit?
No, you can update your build.
Yeah, you just update the page build.
Yeah. So there's the page that you design, right? So like it looks like this. We click on this, guys. This is his itch page. So he made a version of the game. He's got
Can't see it.
screenshots and all that.
Can't
But
see
then
it.
here, oh
I
man,
can't see it.
this tab sharing is so weird, dude. What? Okay.
Many tiny worlds,
All right.
little planets.
So-
hey, if that's your interpretation of the theme, by the way, that's perfectly valid. But,
This
yeah,
is his itch page, right? This is his content. This is his screenshots. This is his game, but this is his builds. So what you do is if you update your game, but you've already submitted, you just add a new build, and you like version 2 or whatever, right? And before the jam ends, you can delete the old build if you want, like it's broken or whatever. But after the jam ends, we just ask that you keep all the builds so that we have an actual jam submitted version. But yeah.
Yep. Cool. Working on gameplay and game loop, making a cookie clicker, resource mining. Oh, just remembered what I wanted to ask. So every submission does get a free course, but if you submit a project that does end up getting disqualified, that doesn't count, right, Tim and Janice? So it's only after the jam ends and we go through all the submissions, we double check they're all valid. So you can't just dump a bunch of stuff in there and think, yep, I'm going to get a free course. They are going to get checked. So,
Yep. I just disqualified 20 people yesterday. So
Yeah, and to be super clear on that, there's very few things that will get you disqualified. The main one being if you've submitted a game to another game jam, the game already existed, dude. Why are you sitting at the point of this is to make a new game? You already that game's existed for 2 years. You can't submit it to a game jam. You didn't make it here. But if you're legit making a game, you're not going to get disqualified, right? Like you submit your stuff, even if it's bad, even if it's buggy.
I can tell when it's previous or something new. So
by the way, we have our 6-person limit because there was some very clever people, I think 2 years ago, that decided that they were going to have the ultimate team of like 30, 40 people, and they were going to put one model inside of a Unity project and submit that, and didn't work. So now we have six limits, 6 people limit on a team. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Gameplay, game loop, making cookie clicker, resource mining, planet builder game. That sounds awesome. That also sounds very high scope. So, I mean, I guess if it's just clicking, then maybe you build a planet by like clicking one speck of dirt at a time. That could be fun.
Team already have a boss, enemies, maps, VFX, player. Going at a good pace. Sounds amazing, Litoid. Well done. Keep going.
Yeah.
Tiny worlds, little planets.
Don't forget to submit.
I'm seeing a lot of people that are inspired by a literal tiny world, like small planets and stuff. So that's kind of cool.
Easiest thing to go is to take it literally, right? That's the easiest way to do it.
Yeah. When I see the title is Tiny World, and I'm like, okay, yeah, they're doing it for our jam, 100%.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Tiny world sweep. Yeah, I really like this theme actually because I think it's a theme that forces you to sort of scope down by default. Adventure of an ant. See, this looks cool.
I know.
One hop at a time. Critter Cafe. This is adorable. This is adorable.
That's nice.
Man, these new tabs are messing up my streaming.
I know. I was like, are you trying to show us something? Yeah, on there it literally says still in development.
That's what you could do though. That's it's safe. Play it safe. I love this car, and I wish I could buy one because this seems very economical. I hope there's a windshield, but other than that,
oh, I played that one. That one.
Did you?
Yeah.
Wheelie World Tour. That's a cool name too.
Yeah. I couldn't get past anything, but
it's probably an early build. They'll fix it.
Stuff. Yeah.
Do we need to make the game playable in a browser? You don't need to, but if you do, more people are likely to play it.
Yeah.
But
we might even do play your games event after this. We're definitely gonna avoid the executables just because of safety reasons, things like that. But if your game runs in a browser, more likely to get played. So,
you guys want to see a really cool thing? I can block Bim's face with comments. It's like, I discovered this last stream.
It goes.
I like.
Can we get that up by Tim's face? Can we? I don't have permission to change it.
Yeah, I don't have
I gotta do this.
Hey! Stay down there.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you should have been doing this the last time. So we could call out the questions, man. Okay. First time doing a game jam, started learning game dev like 2 months ago. I'm struggling with level design though. I think my idea is decent in mechanics, but putting the level together feels hard. So my tip with level design is start big. Don't worry about all the little tiny details. Hey,
Yeah.
Tim. Don't worry about all the little tiny details. Start big with, here's my mountains.
Yeah.
And then here's my area. And then just kind of go smaller and smaller until you get to those details. But if you take level design as a whole and you're like, okay, here's my one path. I need to put stuff right next to the path. I need to put the trees. I need to put all the stuff. It gets very overwhelming fast. But starting big and going small, that's a tip my husband gave me because I'm not the greatest at level design, but he's like, you're doing it wrong. Because I was doing the same thing. So
there's also a really great GDC talk on level design that I watched. It's this one, 10 Principles for Good Level Design. This is more general, but if you're looking for inspiration,
there was I have to use this as an opportunity to plug. I came across one of those videos that you ever just come across such an underrated gem, and you just think this is like like 4 years of college in 20 minutes. And where is it? One of the principles he was talking about was how you should always, kind of like what you were saying, Jana, start big, but start with just define 2 points. Define your A and define your B. And suddenly it becomes so much easier to build the path between them, and then that becomes your level, right? Whereas if you're just building randomly, you don't know where you're going. It's really difficult. But if you've got like a lighthouse or a castle or some endpoint, even just a flagpole for Mario, anything at all, you know where you're going, then you can build the way to it. For sure, I'll try and find the video.
One of the tips in the top 10 game design, level design tips or whatever is it basically talks about Disneyland and the fact that they have these huge structures. I forget exactly what they call them, but they build these huge structures in the distance that you can see. So they become points of interest and destinations. And so they build them like strategically around their map so that people are like, oh, what's that thing? What's that big castle over there? I'm going to go over there. So yeah, doing that, like at least having your start point and your end point be very distinct of like, that's a castle over there. I want to go to a castle. I think it helps.
Yeah. Let's see. First time doing a jam, the timeline is a better motivator to get it done than expected. I do agree. When you have a time frame of, I need to get this done by this point, you're really pushed to actually do something and get it done. And then once you get it done, you're like so relieved and you're like, oh my gosh, I just made this game. How cool is that?
Speaking of that, do we have a Kindred report on how he's doing in his jam?
No, he streamed Friday, and then now he's sick. So.
Oh man, he's gonna have to de-scope.
In Discord, he posted a whole thing.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of Kindred games.
He's been posting his stuff, so. But I've been loving all the stuff in Discord. Like everyone posting all their like little videos and little characters and stuff. Like it's been amazing.
This is the correct name. I don't know why they're called this either, but I now remember that they were called weenies. This is my second jam, my first 3D game. Congrats!
Nice.
Hope you have fun with that. Hope it goes well. 3D is a different beast.
Yeah.
You're feeling better? Good, Kindred, because I expect to play a game in 5 days.
For sure.
Game's going well. Teamed up with a programmer. Sweet. I see. I was just completely ignored. And out.
Because you have time, right? You have time to do the jam.
That's fine. He didn't want to use concept either. Yeah, there's no winners. Everyone's really just, we're submitting for the fun of submitting a game.
For the progress of your game dev journey. Somebody's asking, Emo Hippie, what is your guys' personal favorite games to play? That's a fantastic question. Thank you for asking. That's going to take up the next hour and a half of the stream. So good question. Tim, Jana, got any personal favorites?
Assuming you mean recently, because that's like a big, overarching life question there.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a little biased, so I'm not gonna.
Can't say swords and magic and stuff.
Yes, I can.
Wait, is it that one game? I remember that game. Hold on.
That was the thing back in the day.
Wait, this is your favorite game, Jana?
Yes.
The game that's
wonder
available on
why.
Steam to buy right now.
I wasn't trying to plug
The
it.
game
There's
that's
a demo
like-
too, though.
the game that there's a free demo available that anybody can play immediately with a link in the chat. I like that game too. That game's pretty cool.
I have like over like 900 hours in it. So that's my most
How much of that is playing and how much of that is testing?
a lot actually.
Really? That's cool. It's I do think it's an achievement as a developer when you can make something that you end up playing.
Yes.
Because it's so personally, I don't know if other people feel this way, but it's really hard for me to play my own stuff. And it's one of the reasons why I procedurally generate a lot of stuff, because it's like if I make a linear experience, it's hard for me to play it.
Tim's bragging. He's got stuff to play. Most of the community can't relate, Tim. It's so hard to play my own stuff. Oh, boo-hoo. Oh, I've got stuff to play.
Maybe it means I make bad
finished
games.
No.
Maybe I'm just bad at game development.
Maybe it's
They
just
get you
because
finished
it's
it.
so linear. Like you just have.
You know what's going to happen. Yeah, especially like puzzle games. Obviously, you can't really. If you design a puzzle, there's no way you can like play the puzzle as it was intended.
Right. Right.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I gotta plug the that's such a great question. I gotta plug the Metro series. It's may not be appropriate for all ages. It's more of an adult thing, but it's only in the sense it's like I don't know if it's 15 or 18 rated or whatever. But it's like if you're old enough to play any game, check out the Metro franchise. Fantastic first person story based. Also read the books as well, they're fantastic. Yeah, just changed my life. First game that I felt like directly impacted my life outside of games, just because it was just so I don't even want to spoil it, just go play it.
Let me tell you the way to Bim's heart. You say you like Metro, you say you like Outer Wilds, you say you like Alien Isolation.
Yeah,
He will be your friend forever.
all those three.
Wow.
Alien Isolation, Outer Wilds, the Metro series, Outlast is a banger. The Portal games. I mean, there's so many. There's so many good ones. It's very easy to be my friend, actually. Yeah.
The jam motivates me to get back into game dev every year, 5th year now. That's
What-
awesome.
what-
Cool.
Wait, so you've been like dipping out and just coming back for the jam every year?
I love that.
That's a way to do it. That's like
Hell yeah.
a Mike Tyson coming back for a. That's a bad example.
Yep.
But
Kyle has great choices. Thank you very much, Kyle. Hell yeah.
Yeah,
People
that's
know
awesome.
good face when they see it. I want to go to a hypnotist to forget about my game so I can experience it for the first time.
right, I would pay for that service.
Mm.
I would pay for that service, and I'd be really pissed because if I could watch a video of myself playing my game for the first time, I'd probably be really mean, and then
Yeah.
I would like
Who
be
made this
upset.
goddamn
Like,
game?
Yeah, right?
Why am I playing this? I don't even like this kind of game.
this game sucks. I'm gonna play a different game.
Yeah, I don't want to play this. And then you look up the email and send the developer hate mail. So
And then
bad.
you're like, wait a second,
Oh,
this is in my drafts folder, sent to myself.
Right.
And then you break the hypnotism, and then it goes crazy. It's a whole movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
90 minutes
too
of
much.
chaos.
Yep. Oh man.
Caught a few weeks ago, another jam. Sweet.
Nice.
Yeah, dude, I wanted to do this jam. There's too much other stuff going on right now.
This jam has always been in May, right? Like the past.
It's always in May, yeah. And traditionally, it's planned around Global and Ludum Dare.
Yeah.
Ludum Dare is not a thing this year, so
Oh.
we didn't have to do it this late. But why change it?
Yeah.
Um,
Everyone seems to like the time frame. It works pretty well. So
yeah,
Yeah.
we are considering another smaller jam later in the year. It's
Alright.
possible. There are no promises. Personally, I like smaller jams, so if this was a weekend long, I might be more likely to do it because I have an obsession problem. So being obsessed for 10 days, really bad idea. But a weekend I can be obsessed for.
Sure.
Yeah.
what is everyone's like favorite time frames for games? Like 24-hour game, 20 or jam, 48-hour jam, 1 week, like
4 years. as
Yeah.
I'm sure
Yeah.
many of us relate to. Yeah.
Hit it up in the chat. There's a I've done some 30-minute jams before too.
how
and
is that even possible?
I did it on stream, and I think I did pretty well. I'm kind of proud of it, to be honest.
He was the
Wow.
only entry. And just
I think there was like I think we did it. We had like 60 people on stream, and then I just randomly did one.
Nice.
And there was like 3 other people that joined.
Yeah. Okay, we got a no preference. 48 to 72 hours. Okay.
Yeah.
1 week. Never done shorter. I feel like shorter is way more stressful.
Yeah, for sure.
It's stressful, but like 10 days. For me, at my experience level, I feel like that's when I overscope, right? Because like I've done so much that I'm like, oh, 10 days, I got this. I can like, and then I don't got this, and then I like, yeah.
It's crazy interesting how the power of an external deadline is on us, right? To finishing our projects and stuff. Because everyone here's like 2 weeks this, 1 week here. It's like, I know we have other responsibilities and things like that, but like our personal game projects that we're working on that drag and procrastinate and whatever, it's like the only difference between the game jam and the project you're working on personally is just like scope and a self-inflicted deadline, right? Like it's so hard to stick to a self-inflicted deadline or not inflicted, you know what I mean?
I think there's a huge benefit to submitting to a jam too, is that you get instant feedback. Like people start playing your game and like saying, it's awesome. And I think the whole submission process for like a personal project is like, oh, I gotta go do marketing, or I gotta do the itch pay, or like there's a lot of stuff you don't want to do, so that time pressure and that reward kind of gets you in the groove of it.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
10 days is the right duration.
What's your favorite game? And everyone else, you guys want to know ours. What are you guys' favorite games? If you play games, I'm surprised to learn how many people didn't play games who make games.
The power of getting a bad grade. Is this what you're obsessed about? Are you just like, what if they? Oh no, I need to make something epic. I used to really take those ratings very seriously.
Yeah.
And then, the more you make, the more it's kind of just like, okay.
Yeah, I do like. There was one jam that we hosted, not GameDev.tv, but I hosted, I should say, where everyone, like, we had like a raffle kind of thing. So everyone that submitted, if you went, the more games you went and played and commented on and gave good feedback, you couldn't just say like, oh, good job, like actual feedback on the game. You got more like tickets into like a grand prize pool. With this amount of people, that's impossible because we had to do it manually. But
oh wow.
I thought that was really fun to be able to make sure and incentivize people to actually like help others on their journey of game dev as well and giving those comments. So if you are playing any of the games after the jam ends, please consider leaving comments and like not just, you did a great job, this is great. Like, and totally don't be mean and be like, this game sucks. But like give constructive feedback of, okay, this was a little janky, maybe you could do it this way. Or the music was amazing, like where did you get it, did you make it, that kind of stuff. Like giving that constructive feedback. It'd be stuff you wanted for your game, so the more that you can play and give that to other people, like that's a good thing to get out of a jam.
You guys want the best way to possibly give feedback to a developer is to film your screen while you're playing a game and give them a brain dump of what you're thinking as you're playing it. And then send them a YouTube link. I know it's a lot of work, so not everybody does it, but like the most valuable feedback I've ever gotten has been from watching somebody play, not just hearing what they have to say, but like, oh, they didn't even know that was a sword. They thought that was a brick or something.
Right, right. Yep.
Yeah. Even if you don't want to do commentary, maybe gameplay without commentary is slightly less useful, but still, it just obviously depends on the kind of game. Maybe commentary is necessary, but if you could just like screen record yourself playing it for 10 or 15 minutes, the developer will get so much more out of that than 5 bullet
and people
points,
are more likely to like go check out your game too because you left comments. So then they'll be more likely to leave you feedback as well. Which
this is the golden rule.
Exactly.
100% agreed.
For sure.
Wish we could pin that comment.
Tim, we didn't get your favorite game. What's your favorite game, Tim?
Phasmophobia. I'm just swords, magic, and stuff.
The game bad.
So the two most memorable games I played in the last couple years have to be Inscription and Balatro. They are both just like I've never been more obsessed with games, like indie games specifically, other than those two.
Yeah.
So those are Yeah, they take up a lot of my time.
Cool.
Balantro's still in
There you go.
my rotation week to week.
I remember Rick was raving about Balatro, and then I actually I'd heard of it, but I didn't kind of know what it was. So addicted to it, I can't put it down. I was like, well, what is it? Like, what is it? He was like, well, it's basically poker, and like he didn't see the kind of irony that like he got addicted to poker in the form of a video game. He's like, why is it so addictive? I don't know why it's addictive. Well, it's poker. People get addicted to that. And he was like, yeah, it's something else. It's not that. It's not that. It's like, dude, that's funny.
That's too funny.
I don't know how to start with that. Let me test
tutorial.
your game. Dude, Emo Hippie, that's exactly how you start that proposal. Let me test your game. I will send you a video audio of it. Sounds like you're trying to get free games. No. Well, depends. If you send that to like Activision being like, hey, I'll play test Call of Duty, send me a free copy, they'll probably be like, no. You won't even hear back from them. But other indie devs, yeah.
If someone sent me a Discord message or an email that said that, I would 100% send them the game.
There's literally zero.
I don't know if I'd 100% send it.
Jan has got more common sense than the rest of us.
Well, I mean, Janet, you guys have a commercial game in
that's
early access, so I think that's a little different, like a Steam key. But like before you get to that point, I would give people temporary builds.
I mean, we have our own testing team, and like we have people apply for it and such, and we add people as we need to. So, but yeah, we have had people, and they're just like, "I'll record it for you," and they're like, "Okay, cool, record this new area, and then we'll give you a key and stuff." So, I guess it just depends on the studio and the game, and there's a lot of factors with that. So.
Trust me, Bethesda, you need me to test a new Elder Scrolls game. I wish it was that easy.
Right?
Yeah.
I didn't see that about Inscription, Kyle. Thanks for that. It's a fascinating game, Inscription, by the way, and it's a game within a game within a game, and it just keeps blowing your mind. But at the same time, it's got a core mechanic that's really tight and really deep.
Yeah.
Someone asked if we could check if the page is live, so their Game Jam page.
Yeah, link us. I will open it off stream first. Make sure.
Tim, I think you can just try just refreshing the Jam page.
Yeah, there are 50 now, so.
Oh, wow.
Would it be the same name?
I think
that's true.
It comes in the sort. This is by popular.
Yeah, it doesn't.
A recent
submission order.
Most recently submitted.
It's Casual Team GDTV Jam. Is that you?
Yeah.
Or is this in the other order? Can you reverse it?
I was watching a fascinating video by Solar Sands about the history, the game development history of Scott Cawthon. I don't know if you guys here have heard of Scott Cawthon. He's the developer of Five Nights at Freddy's. Obviously blew up. Huge big franchise now, super popular. Everybody's heard of it. But he made something like 70 games or something like that before Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh wow!
He made so many games, and it's just crazy. And I just thought to myself, man, I would have just given up well before then. He kept making all kinds of games just to hopefully one of them is going to be successful. But it's proof of what you got to do.
This is the secret to creative art.
Yeah.
It really is. We like to think if you just spend enough time on a thing and you just make it perfect enough and you just wait long enough, eventually you're just going to release it and everybody on the planet's going to want to play it. And the same thing with art or music or whatever. And that's just not the case, dude. The best musicians are the ones that have made 37,000 songs. They just do it over and over and over and over again. You start to find patterns. You start to pay attention to stuff. But you start to not even have to think about what you're making. You start to feel it. You know what I mean? Oh, this doesn't feel right. This should be different. This should be up. This should be down.
Right.
So
the link got deleted, so you can't post links in YouTube. Well, let us know what the game is called or what the.
Yeah, if it's Casual Team or Anthill Combat, we got it. I don't know which. This seems like it's submission order descending. So it should be the newest one at top, but I'm not really sure.
I think that one's the oldest one. I think it's backwards.
Could be. Yeah, so this could be the new ones.
Yeah.
devs of Stacklands. They make a ton of
I
games.
love
Barely selling copies.
Stacklands.
Yeah, dude, they're a good example too. They just continually make games, and if you look, you can actually go on Steam and look at the games they've made, and you're like, oh, 7 reviews, 20 reviews, oh, 30,000 reviews. Like, sometimes discovering what works is easier than designing what works. You know, that's
Yeah.
part of volume 2.
Yeah. Haven't started my page on itch yet. You still got tons of time. Do not
sure.
worry. If Tim wants to share that link again to help with itch pages, do you need it again?
I got it.
Okay.
Boop.
Just on the back of that point we're
Here's
making
what it
about
looks
you discover what works. Oop, bit distracted there. Yeah, that was part of what got me over the perfectionism mindset, because obviously perfectionism plagues us all. It still plagues me. But the thing is, the crazy thing is, when you look at other pieces of work, one of the things I love doing, I love watching video essays, I love analyzing stuff, I like breaking down stuff. Like even my favorite games of all time, my favorite movies of all time, there's always going to be parts of it that you're like, this wasn't so great, and this is amazing, but this part wasn't so great, and this part wasn't so great, and if they did it again, they could try doing this. And I realize I don't give myself the same compassion that I give to other pieces of media when I'm analyzing it. You know, you almost want to analyze your own game. It's very difficult, but like, look at your own project and be like, okay, this part's not so great, this part's fantastic, but I can still put it out like that, and that's okay, and then next time I can make it better, rather than trying to do that before you put it out, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Just
I think
release another thing, you know?
a lot of perfectionism comes from like fear, and there's a certain fear around like,
Sure.
oh, what if I never have an idea this good again? Or like, oh, what if, X amount of things happen? But I think if you get stuff out there, the more you do, the more you realize more ideas there are. Like, they just come to you. They're not precious. They're not things that you need to hold on to. They're just kind of out there in the ether. You got to just grab them.
Yeah. A question came in of, can you edit the itch page post jam? Absolutely.
Yeah. Yep.
Absolutely. Just make sure you have your build that was submitted for the jam, and then if you do any edits to the build, make sure those are labeled, but the page can be edited anytime.
Yep.
This costs extra devious.
No, I'm pretty sure that is the standard prize, right? If you do win the jam, Tim will come to your house. In fact, every submission, Tim will come to your house. If you win the jam, he'll cook for you.
Or maybe if you joined the jam with him, he might be more likely to have dinner with you. But,
Well, is there a length requirement? Nope. As long as it's playable, I guess, is the only thing there. If it's just like a PNG of ice
very
in
small
the game.
visual novel. Honestly, Ben, you should do it, dude. I think a lot of people think that, oh, it's a 10-day jam, I have to spend all 10 days on the jam. But a lot of this jam is designed around, it's 2 weekends, first of all, and it's designed to work with people that have full-time jobs and stuff. And like, if you want to spend a day making a thing, go for it. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. There's no grand prize for winning, and there's no punishment for being at the bottom.
It's really just your own accomplishments.
Yeah.
So
go for it. And you might get some people that'll be like, oh my God, this is amazing.
Oh, he did a jam with you, Tim.
My favorite jam memory with Kindred, the artist, is when we made a jam together and I forgot to include an art category. This is my favorite memory of all time. Because he was like pissed. And so I got judged on my thing, and he just...
Good old days. Good old days.
Yeah. Good times.
To actually plan that from the start, Kindred. You
because clearly all the mistakes that have happened have been planned, and specifically, I'm just like that. I'm very thoughtful and...
Yeah. Oh, man.
All right. We got 10 more minutes in the stream. Any other questions anybody wants to ask? Anything interesting? Anything you guys want to hear?
You guys can ask about
stories?
someone's personal life, by the way. It doesn't have to be game dev related.
Yeah.
You did good on that art too, Kindred. Dude, what was that game we made, Kindred, where what was? I'm gonna have to go to Tim Russell profile to look at it. But the one where I did the cutscene randomly, like we were making that game where you drag people on the spaceship.
I remember that.
And then like you went to sleep.
Spaceship game, wasn't it?
And then I made this like epic cutscene where this like ship explodes in the beginning, and I did this voice acting, and I was like, "This is the SS Omaha. We're requesting help," and it's like, and then you woke up and you're just like, "What is this?" I was like, "It's the best cutscene ever." Oh, dude.
Bim, your favorite engine? Big fan of the V8 in my car. V6 is pretty good. Turbocharged V12s.
Okay, hold on. Why is there a Tim Russell tag on itch? Why is that?
I don't know.
Why is this a thing? What? What?
7 years ago, dude. That's crazy.
Followers of the cult of Tim.
Oh God, we need to get out of here. I'm not going down that rabbit hole. Not on stream.
My favorite engine for Cirrus, though, at the moment is probably Construct. To Wolfie's dismay, Tim put me onto it, Construct 3. For making
I've used
2D
Construct.
games.
It's not bad. Yeah.
Convert one at a time. Anybody. I'm going to tell them the good word of Construct, and they're going to be converts.
My daughter uses Construct, so she's 10.
That's great.
I feel like that's slightly an insult.
She's already.
It's a good like.
It's a good tool. I agree. It's
starter engine. If you have no idea what to do.
There you go. It's good for all ages.
It's good for all ages.
Including my age. It's good. It's good.
How does the credits for the free assets, or how should the credits for the free assets be listed on the itch page? That's kind of up to you. I would just always give credit.
Yeah, there's a question that asks you to list. I believe there's a submission question.
Yes, but that's just on your submission page. That's not on your actual itch page.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, just list whatever name or username is in the assets, like K or whatever it is. If by the way you don't list something correctly and somebody catches it, we'll probably comment on your thing like, "Hey, can you update the thing?" Mm-hmm. But if not, you're probably fine. This is a more general question, but how do you guys pick new instructors or decide on what courses you should cover? Will you guys include advanced courses for anything in the future? Blender feels like it's starting with a couple. Yeah, there's a lot of different ways we pick instructors and courses. We try to find valuable, helpful people in the game dev community that are already creating videos. This is really weird to talk about. Like, you can see my hands, but like,
you can step us over while you're speaking, Tim.
Yeah. It turns out
down there now.
Oh yeah, you can just like stop sharing your screen. Then none of us would be covered.
Nah, this is fun.
You're not even like sharing anything important. It's just a random screen.
All right. Well, a big part of finding an instructor is finding someone that has video and audio equipment and they're a good teacher. So we go looking on YouTube a lot because that's where a lot of the good people are. We find YouTubers and stuff that have audio equipment, that have video equipment, that have made tutorials and stuff like that. And then as far as what courses and stuff to cover, a lot of that is community decided. Like if you're part of our Facebook group or you're part of Discord polls and stuff like that, we ask a lot of questions of the community. So we decide a lot of that based on demand. And then also there's an overlap between demand and what the instructor is good at. So we find a really good instructor and they're really passionate about an idea, but maybe it's not as popular. We'll still probably go ahead with the thing because they really think it's important and they like it. As far as Blender, yeah, we're starting to do some advanced stuff. I'll let you guys in a secret. In the next 24 hours, there may or may not be a really cool indie thing coming your way that I'm not gonna share a bunch about, but it's something we've been working on for a long time, and I think it'll cover a lot. It's got a lot of advanced stuff in there. Blender absolutely starting to see some advanced stuff, but that's just because Grant Abbott is a legend and he's worked through a lot of our beginner content, so he's on to more advanced stuff. Generally, we do stick to a lot of beginner stuff though, just because like there's a bigger audience there, and just because that's, you know, an intro to a thing is almost always like a better a more helpful thing to more people, if that makes sense. Whereas like advanced content, you got to have a lot of experience, and there's less of those people. So, yeah. New course,
New thing.
new thing.
Thing.
Let's
Yeah.
go with that. New
Yeah,
thing.
some people got emails about it. So
hmm
Yeah. You
Might-
may have
might
gotten
know.
us some questions.
same thing as dev pods or something different.
Well, that's a new thing too. But we're
There's lots
doing
of
some
new
things.
going on.
We're doing some things.
Doing
Dev
some
pods, by the way, is likely going to be late June. I know we were going to do a launch early, and then some stuff happened, but we're gearing up for that. So
Yeah, there was a couple
Yeah.
things we missed. Scrolling down. Okay, we did that one. Got a question advice request. I'm making a game since 2014, which went into early access in 2015. Oh,
Is that
I
what that
didn't-
means? I ignored that for a second because I thought that was like it went to EA,
oh,
the company. I was like, I don't really understand what I'm reading.
I did
But-
market it a lot, but got good reviews so far. I'm close to 1.0 in months. How should I market it?
that's a big question.
That is a big
That's
question.
a big question.
3 minutes to go.
I don't think we can answer that right now.
But then we're gonna go
But you
through
know
it.
what? The new thing might be
Would
perfect.
help. Yeah.
I think.
Like, give us more money and we'll let you know. No.
I think the new thing might be very beneficial. Generally, I would say I would start early, and I would start easiest, most simplest thing I can tell you to do is start gathering emails of content creators. That'd be the, and
Yep.
if you guys want a quick 2-minute tutorial, you go to youtube.com. If your game, let's say you make a dragon game, what's a dragon game?
Why
Wow,
do you
this
keep
does
going to
seem-
dragons?
I don't know. I'm thinking about
He's,
dragons.
his inner
Let's say you're making the game-
obsessed with dragons, and he never.
Listen,
grew
I
up
use
with
construct, okay? All right. So if my game's similar to Skyrim, I would search Skyrim. Maybe Skyrim playthroughs or maybe Skyrim Let's Plays, right? Like, oh, who played Skyrim? And then I say, oh, this guy plays Skyrim. I can go to his profile.
Yeah.
I can click on.
I don't
where's-
think not all channels have it now. I think.
So they have a view email address button right here that I can click
But
and I
you
can
can
grab his
only
email.
do so many of those a day.
So start early, grab a bunch of these emails, put them into a thing, and then send them a key. That's like the easiest, fastest thing you can do. It's time consuming, so it's not super fast, but like
Yeah. It's
that's
very
the 2-minute answer to do
Very
marketing.
long.
It's a lot more
Yeah.
involved than that, but
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I would just say in closing, if you haven't started, get to work on the game jam. If you're mid jam, cool. We're excited to see your submissions, and
Yeah, for sure.
yeah. Any
It's
other closing
halfway. I'm
thoughts?
behind. Kevin, you ain't never behind. You could start this game jam with 2 days to go and be fine. As long as you hit just get your game in by the deadline, you're all good.
Right.
There's
There's
no
still
rush,
lots
no-
of time.
Yeah. For sure.
Deadline is 4 days, 23 hours, 29 minutes, 21 seconds away.
For sure. Pull my email off my YouTube page. Dragons are cool.
Or
Dragons
create a new one. You'll see a lot of content creators. They'll have like channel name at gmail.com or whatever. Like
Mhm.
that's the best way. And you can still get contact.
Running ads has been effective. I find my last closing thought on that just quickly is one of the most effective marketing game tactics for me that works on me is like setting up like an Instagram page or some kind of social media page and posting like not memes necessarily, but like just getting it out there because it's like
Yeah.
repetition, like keep repeating it. And the good thing about using something like Instagram is that the people who are already scrolling through stuff that's relevant to your game are going to get shown your game, and it just keeps popping off my feed. And even I found myself, I've seen a few games pop up and I kind of scroll by and I think, yeah, whatever, but I keep seeing them and I'm like, oh, yeah, I remember that game. And it's just getting it in people's faces. So set up a page, just post TikToks, post it, Instagram page, just post
Consistency.
stuff, get it out there.
Yep.
Yep.
Hit the
Anyway,
eyeballs. Cool. The t-shirt. Oh man, this is
finish it.
yeah. We got an OG in here. I used to sell some Finish It t-shirts. Finish it. Get it. All right. Thank you guys for coming. It's been awesome. We had fun. We will see you again Monday, 4:30 p.m. EST, the same time the stream started, for the jam closing, because the jam closes at 5 p.m. EST. So we'll be half hour before the jam ends. And it's going to be chaos because everybody's going to come in here after they submitted the game and want to share and stuff like that. But it's going to be fun. So I really hope I see you guys there too, because those are the most fun jams when everybody's like super hyped from all the stuff they did for 10
It's just
days.
that relief of I did it. I did something.
Did the thing, and we're going to congratulate the hell out of everyone that comes. So if you're a words of affirmation kind of person, you'll get a lot of them there.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And then we'll be in Discord as well if you need questions. Anything.
Anything you need, reach out to Jana in the channel. You could just post in the channel, but like if there's a specific question you have, you can tag Jana.
You can tag me. Don't worry. I don't get upset.
If Jana is not around, tag me and I'll tag Jana for you.
We'll make it work. And then if you're wondering any logistics, like how will I get my free course and all that, we'll announce that on the stream, but we'll also send you an email with the itch email that you use to submit your game. So you'll get that after the jam ends. But have a good night, everybody. We appreciate you coming out, and we'll see you next week, I guess. Yeah.
Boom.
Bye.
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 Oh yeah.
Can I put this over the top of? Yeah, I can. Cool.
Nice.
I can still feature comments.
Yes, you can. Can you turn the game in early? Yes, you can. Get it in. Get it in early. Yes, you can.
And you can keep updating it too.
I'm gonna end the stream with this up. I just want you guys to know that. This is...
Oh, but there's one that says we're awesome. You should end with that.
Yeah,
one.
put emo hippies on. Thank you. You're awesome. You're all awesome.
Thank you.
Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. Have a good night.
See you guys.